Moving is always hard, but we were confident we made the right choice in a farm that was better suited to our future. With limestone-rich soil, rolling terrain, and scenic vistas, it appeared every bit as good a place to raise a horse as our original location. But would it be? One crop of foals and we knew the answer. As good? Even better.
Hey everyone, I'm Heather Vitale for a Harness Racing Update. Captaintreacherous is one of the most celebrated pacers of the decade. Campaigning and developing a horse like that makes for unforgettable memories. Now the first foals of Captaintreacherous are ready to race this year, and trainer Tony Alagna is ready to relive the magic. Tony, you have 63 here at Sunshine Meadows, and before we get to the younger horses, I want to talk about the aged world champion trotting mare, Caprice Hill is here.
Yes, she is. She came down here for the winter to get ready for her 5-year-old season, and so far she's really matured, looks great, really happy with how she's training back.
There are 27 3-year-olds in the barn, but we're just going to touch on one that's Stay Hungry, the O'Brien winner from last year.
Yes, very happy with how he's coming back as well. We give him a little bit of a longer season turned out because he raced late in the Governor's Cup, and he came back in great shape from Chris Coyles in South Carolina, and he's training back very sharp so far.
Okay, now on to the 2-year-olds. You have over 30 of them, and this is a super exciting year because the Captaintreacherous foals are in training. Captaintreacherous, what a superstar. I still love going back and watching his races. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, ever since he raced, you know, you start to look at the crops after him, and, you know, it's pretty amazing what he accomplished as a 2- and 3-year-old to do what he did back-to-back years and to be so dominant. You know, he was really a special horse, and I think he's, so far, I'm really happy with the way his 2-year-olds are training, so hopefully, you know, he's passed some of that along, but I couldn't be more pleased with him this time.
Yeah, just again, you said incredible 2- and 3-year-old years. I mean, he was the champion at 2 and 3, which the last horse to do that before him was a guy named Nitros or something like that, right? So exactly. Over $3 million in earnings Captaintreacherous made. And I know people used to come up to you and say, this is a horse of a lifetime, and you used to say, no, it's not. We're going to have another one, right?
Absolutely. I tell people all the time, you know, if this is a horse of a lifetime, then I might as well just retire now. Why go on? So, you know, we never thought that. You know, we came back and we had Art Speak the year after that, and then we had Racing Hill the year after that. So, you know, if you feel like you've had your horse of a lifetime at 40, then you probably should just go ahead and get out of the business. So, you know, we're still striving, and hopefully he has a son that, you know, that he produces a son as good, if not better than him. So that's what we're looking to do.
All right, well, there's 18 Captaintreacherouses in this barn, and we're going to talk about a few of them here. Not all 18, but we'll pick out some of the stellar ones Tony likes. First of all, a colt named U.S. Captain. This is kind of the star of the barn with his breeding.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we bought this colt, you know, with hoping that he can be the next generation. You know, Myron Bell, of course, you know, associated with Brittany Farms, you know, like this colt. We knew the mare had been bred to American Jewel, had been bred to Captain, of course. So, you know, this colt was on our radar from the beginning. So, you know, we loved him at the farm. We loved him in the field, and he's been very good so far.
How about another colt named Shipshape?
Shipshape, same thing. He was another colt raised by Brittany. He was out of a mare named Fresh Idea that I actually trained for Brittany, and she had a mare named Better's Up, who wasn't very big. Better's Delight filly that Brad Grant owned. Scott McEnany trained, that won the She's a Great Lady. Was a really good mare in Canada, and you know, we liked this colt, loved the pedigree. He was a much bigger, stronger individual, and being first crop Captaintreacherous, we were really happy to get him.
Another colt's Sir Caro, but his name's been changed, right?
That's correct. He was Sir Caro. We bought him from Diamond Creek. Same thing. We love the colt. He was a very big colt, but he's very light on his feet, very athletic. We changed his name to Major Deception, and he's training in the same set with the U.S. Captain and Shipshape, and really nice horse.
Okay, a couple of the filly captains. All right, I love the girls, so I can't wait to see them race. We have Full Sun. Her name now is Odds on Clearwater.
Yeah, that's correct. We bought her from Harrisburg, and she's a sister to Awash, a filly that I had. And this is a captain. Awash was a Sun Beach somewhere. This is a bigger, stronger version of Awash, and really happy with how she's coming. She was a little behind the other fillies coming from Harrisburg. She had OCD taken out of her hock, but she's a really nice filly. I'm really happy with her progress.
Another $130,000 purchase. This one, though, from Lexington. It's Lake Dora. Her new name is Key West.
Yes, same thing. Lake Dora was a filly at Lexington. I thought she was probably the top filly there, as far as the captain fillies went. And Brad Grant and George Siegel bought her in partnership. And she's a first foal out of a daughter of Bunny Lake. So very interesting pedigree. And this filly's been super, super strong. She looks like a pacing colt and been good from day one, so we expect good things of her.
Out of the captains in your barn, do you look at one and you're like, you're so much like your daddy?
We have that set of pacing colts every now and then, like when we're walking them along, because we walk them before they go start their work, and we walk them afterwards. And you'll walk along there and you'll look at him and you'll go, man, that horse is really starting to remind me of Captain. Or, when he does something on the racetrack, you go, oh, that's something that Captain would do. So I see a lot of the characteristics of Captain and his colts at this stage. And, they're very laid back like he was, but they're really, really willing to work and like their job, and so far I'm really happy with them.
You have another first cropper in the barn, a Sweet Lou, right? So we have Naomi's Treasure, but the name's been changed.
Yeah, she's another filly that Dana Parham purchased, Odds on Racing, and she's a Sweet Lou filly out of a sister to Captaintreacherous that I raced called She's Some Treasure. She's a mare that a lot of people know about. She won her first start, PA All-Stars in 54, 27 seconds. Her first lifetime start with the plugs in. We shipped her home from racing. The next day we came into the barn and she had 106 temperature and got very sick on us. We almost lost her 3 times. Luckily, White Birch Farm owned her. They did everything, went out of their way, Steve Williams and his crew, to save her life, along with Dr. Hogan. And they saved her, and they were able to actually get her bred to Sweet Lou, and this is her first foal, and I just love this filly. I mean, she's just a real athlete.
Yeah, keep your eye on her. Her new name is Odds on St. Lucia.
St. Lucie, yeah.
We're going to switch gates now. You have first crop from Trixton.
Yes, I got 3 nice Trixton colts I really like. One is a colt named Memo that I bought from Brittany Farms out of a mare named Easy Agenda. She'd had Many Missions, a Lucky Chucky, and I believe, I can't remember what the other one was, but they bred her to Trixton. She had a really nice colt, so he probably sold a little bit below market value because the mare hasn't produced much yet, but I think maybe she hit her niche here with Trixton. He's training very well.
Now, not a first cropper, but the final horse we're going to talk about, the final 2-year-old, is a Muscle Hill. You got to get a Muscle Hill, right?
Everybody should have a Muscle Hill in their barn, that's for sure. So this is a homebred colt that belongs to Brad Grant. His name's Archie Hill, and he's out of a mare called India Hall, which is a Garland Lobel mare that raced back in the Midwest back when I was there with Irv Miller with a guy named Bob Sanders. And this is a brother to Muscle Network and Mr. Webpage, and he's been a really nice colt. He's a little tough around the barn sometimes, just a really good feeling horse, but on the racetrack he's all business, and we're really excited about him.
It's always interesting to find out what different trainers really look for in a horse. Some trainers say they don't look at the book at all, and others study it, in doggy ear, like every page. What's your take on the book and what you look for in a horse in the sales ring?
Well, the first thing that I always look at is maternal pedigree. I'm a strong believer. Myron Bell has been a great mentor to me as far as maternal pedigree on horses, and realizing that certain families can hit home runs and certain families are third base horses. So the first thing I do when I get the book is I can eliminate half of the book because they're maternal families that I just don't believe in. So once you do that, then you begin to narrow the process by looking at the individual now that you like the maternal page, and then depending on how the colt stands, his athletic ability, first crop sire versus not first crop sire, then you're able to whittle down your list a little bit. But it's a great advantage to be able to eliminate some horses that you never even have to look at because you just don't believe in the pedigree. So that's a big plus.
That sounds like a full-time job in itself, in addition to traveling all over the country and going to sales, right?
Absolutely. We had a nice head start with Captain because of the fact that, being involved in the horse, we knew what he was bred to. So, we knew that American Jewel had a colt. We knew that, this mare had a filly. So, being involved with the horse, we had a little bit of a head start on as far as what we wanted to look at. And then we just hoped the individual matches the pedigree, and for the most part, they did. I mean, he threw some very clean looking, good going, nice individuals, so that was half the battle. So, now we just got to see what happens because the rest is up to them.
That's right. Well, continued success with all the horses in your barn for 2018, and wishing you so much luck with the Captain babies.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
If you're having a rough day, what do you do to cheer yourself up?
It's really tough to have a rough day here in Florida. You just take a moment, look around, realize where you're at and what you're doing, that, I'm able to live my dream. Like my job is my dream job. So, I'm in Florida, the weather's nice. I look down the shed and look at all the horses that I have in training, and it's hard to have a bad day.
How many times do you look in the mirror?
In the morning when I get ready, and that's it. That's the end of the day for me.
I don't believe that. If you could currently star in a TV show, which one would it be?
I would say something on the Food Network. I'd want to be a judge on Chopped because I love that show. I watch it all the time. My mom and I went to the Miami Food and Wine Festival and met Alex Bornicelli and Bobby Flay, and I love the premise of that show, and I'd want to be a judge on Chopped.
What do you bring to a friendship?
I think I bring loyalty and the ability to not show up for most dates. Scott Zeron said the other day, you're barred. You have a lifetime ban for not showing up. So I don't seem to show up when I'm supposed to for certain things like cookouts and stuff like that. But one thing about him, I'm always available, always honest, and I'm always there if anybody needs my help in any kind of way.
See, I was going to say you brought sarcasm.
Smart-assness, or sarcasm, as they say. Yes, I definitely bring that to the relationship.
What's the last picture you took on your phone?
I think I just took a picture of Stay Hungry in the spa. So that was the last picture I just took a few minutes ago.
And when you retire, what do you want people to remember about you?
I hope that people remember that I was honest and fair, and that I brought a lot to the table as far as what I tried to do for the business and as a whole. Producing great horses, being available if people need something. I try to do anything I can in that aspect. And I try to think of what people did for me to help me get started and what I can do for the next guy to help him get started as well.
It's always a pleasure to talk with Tony. Thanks to him and thanks to you for watching. I'm Heather Vitale from Sunshine Meadows in Florida for a Harness Racing Update.
Harness Racing Update is the sport's most comprehensive and trusted news source and the fastest growing publication in the game. HRU has you covered with award-winning features and commentary from some of the sport's best writers. Stellar photography, race news, results, entries, handicapping, and video replays. The industry's most comprehensive sales results and Harness Racing's best reader feedback section. And it's all delivered free of charge to your email box multiple times each week. See why HRU is the most trusted news source of the sport's most important people from all facets of the industry. Subscribe today for free. To subscribe, just go to harnessracingupdate.com and then click subscribe for free.